dude, he's pissed. Oh, he had an R9 too. I actually played that so good. Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about the T Pose Reticle for the VLK optic in Warzone. This has been getting a lot of attention recently, and there's been some misconceptions about what this reticle actually does and if it is helpful. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. Remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this reticle and if you are going to unlock it after watching this. So the T Pose Reticle has been getting a lot of attention. I'm going to be using it in this gameplay. It essentially looks like just a basic sniper crosshair. Two very thin lines that intersect where your bullets are going to go. It's very clean. Pretty good, right? It's pretty optimal as far as sights go. And one of the main reasons why this has been getting more and more attention recently is because the CR56 AMAX has been rising in popularity. Compared to the Kilo, this is a higher recoil weapon. So people have been looking for those little tiny advantages they can get within their loadout to make that recoil even more manageable than it already is with this weapon. So that's the main reason why you're seeing this more popular now, even though the VLK optics have been used pretty much for Warzone's entirety. People ran it on the Growl, people ran it on the Bruin, people run it on the Kilo, but all of those weapons were really low recoil, so people really didn't care that much about trying to optimize their loadout as much as possible to make that recoil controllable. I believe Super Evan was the first person that I saw running this. I don't know if he's the one that found it out or whatever, but he's the first person that I saw using it consistently on the CR56, and it is very good, but for whatever reason, YouTube clickbait takes over, people online spreading misinformation. The leading sentiment now is that this this reticle actually reduces recoil, and that's not the change that it does. I'm going to have some screenshots side by side on screen right now, hopefully. And what you'll see the differences between these reticles is that the bottom is a lot cleaner for the T Pose reticle. The base VLK is already very nice. The bullet goes where that red dot is. It's perfect. It's fine. But it's a little bit more messy down at the bottom. And what that really matters for is guns that have a good amount of recoil. Because when your gun recoils, it kicks up. And then your target can be obstructed by the little dots and the mess that's underneath where your bullets are actually going. So that's the main benefit of the T Pose reticle and why people are using it and why it's more effective for high recoil weapons. It's just because the bottom is cleaner and there's not as much going down on there. So when your gun kicks, it's easy to stay on target. There's nothing blocking your view. Also, the horizontal line, I feel like makes it a little bit easier to control vertical recoil. Pay attention to where like your sight is actually getting. Because you see that change more since the line is extended, but I feel like that might just be a personal preference thing. I think the main reason why people are drawn to this reticle or why people see a benefit with this reticle is because of how clean the bottom is. Another advantage to this reticle, or like minor benefit, is that the VLK Site, I'm not sure what it's called in Cold War, but the 3X ACOG equivalent has the same reticle that this has in Black Ops Cold War. So if you're already accustomed to using this and already used to using this, switching over to some of the Black Ops Cold War weapons when they come to Warzone and using that game's equivalent of the VLK Site, you're going to feel right at home because it's the same reticle. It's not the biggest deal now, but it's just going to be nice for personal comfort later on when we're going back and forth between Modern Warfare weapons and Black Ops Cold War weapons. Having that same reticle and having the sight be as familiar as possible will definitely be nice. How do you unlock this reticle? I know a lot of people, when the blue dot was like first getting hype, I saw people like dreading unlocking it because it was such a grind. And now that this reticle is getting a lot of attention, people are upset to grind for this. But the T Pose is actually much easier than the blue dot was. What you have to do for the T Pose is you have to get 200 kills with the Scout Combat Optic, 50 headshots with the Scout Combat Optic, and then 200 headshots with the VLK Optic. Since this is only the third reticle unlock, it's really easy to unlock in comparison to the blue dot, where I believe you had to do 200 kills, 50 headshots with 3 or 4 different sites, plus 53 kill streaks. Since the blue dot was like the final unlock, since this one is the third, you only need to complete 3 challenges to get it. And it's actually quite easy, especially if you're someone who has access to the multiplayer. You can play something like Ground War or just the base multiplayer to unlock this pretty easily. If you do not have normal multiplayer, Warzone Rumble is in the game currently, and I found it very easy to unlock this site in Warzone Rumble. Warzone Rumble or Kingslayer are going to be your best options if you do not own the base multiplayer. Unfortunately, those game modes are not in the game constantly, so if you're watching this video a few days after it's been out, they might take Warzone Rumble out. But if you're looking to unlock this, I would say try in Warzone Rumble Kingslayer or the base multiplayer. Don't really go for it in Plunder. Going for it in normal BR, it would take a while. If you're someone who doesn't mind using the Scout Combat Optic, that's fine. But if you want to really grind this out, I would say go for it. Warzone Rumble Kingslayer or the base multiplayer. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Quick recap. It's cleaner at the bottom, and it makes it easier to not lose your target at extremely long ranges because there's not as much of a mess down there when your gun kicks up. So that's what it does. Really simple to unlock. Really nice. I would definitely recommend using it. So I feel like the clickbait and the hype has gotten out of hand for it. It doesn't actually reduce recoil, but I definitely do think this is an improvement over the base VLK. It just never really mattered before because we were using low recoil weapons. So I would recommend unlocking it. It's not too hard. You will see a benefit. It'll be nice to have it when Cold War comes out, just so you're using like the same reticle all the time just for comfort. And that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys found it helpful. Like it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for watching.
I'll drive. No sweat.
This is the lady I ran over before.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone. Get down. Gas is inbound.
I'll drive.
It's 1v1. I have no extra plates. I have zone though.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
He has next.
Gas is inbound.
I'm assuming he's somewhere right here. Nice.
Your work is done.
That was an odd way for him to play that.